Hey, do you remember Tacky the Penguin? In our last book with him, he saved his friends from some bad hunters. Today he's having a different adventure. Tacky in Trouble by Helen Leslie. As goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect sang, sunrise on the iceberg. The sun rose on the ice road. They felt very much in charge. What's happening? What's happening? Blared Tacky the Penguin, greeting each of his companions with a hearty slap on the back. After breakfast, the penguins went about their morning activities. Whether they were ice block building, napkin folding, feather combing, or ballroom dancing, Tacky was always the odd bird out. Then it was nap time. Nap time for all, that is, except for Tacky. What a great day for surfing, he cried. What would that be fun or what? It would be what? Said goodly, lovely angel, neatly and perfect. Go surfing if you must, but please do it quietly. So Tacky took off alone and coasted over the waves. Suddenly, the wind came up, filling his shirt like a sail, and he found himself blowing full speed ahead out to sea. He loved the spray on his beak and the thrill of the ride. On he sailed, on, and through sunny days and starlit nights. By the time he finally reached land, he was standing on tippy webs on an ice cube. With his little heart beating in excitement, Tacky waddled ashore, ready for an adventure. I'll bet. After being greeted by the strangest penguins he'd ever seen, he came upon a large gray rock. How nice! He had lots of rocks at home. Funny, thought Tacky. This rock is warm. The rocks he knew were cold. And it's a little squishy. The rocks he knew were hard and sort of hairy. Hairy? He couldn't remember any hairy rocks back at the iceberg. Is it a rock? Tacky never could sit still for long, so he did the little rock hopping dance he'd always enjoyed doing at home. I don't need shoes and I don't need socks. I just need my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey! I don't need shoes, I don't need socks. Just my yellow mellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey! I don't. Suddenly the rock rose up, and a voice louder than even Tacky's, boomed, "Something is tickling my back!" Before Tacky could ask, "What's happening?" the rock, whose name happened to be Rocky, grabbed him and they were crashing through the jungle. Tacky loved adventures, but was this fun or what? He wasn't sure. Finally, Rocky came to a very gray clearing, plunked Tacky down and bellowed, "Flowers for my table!" While Tacky was puzzled, Rocky was overjoyed, for she had taken one look at Tacky's shirt and was convinced she had brought home the most beautiful bunch of flowers in the world. "Yes, indeed! Just what I needed to brighten up this dreary old place. Let's see. I'll need a wide vase. It's a gorgeous bunch of flowers, but pretty thick around the stem area." After choosing her widest vase, Rocky plopped Tacky in and he looked around. The table was set for dinner with ketchup and lemon pie, and grape punch and gravy and mustard and marmalade and peanut butter and lots of other good things. Rocky glumped gleefully around the table, singing, "Flowers make all the difference. Flowers make all the difference." Uh, I'm not a bunch of flowers, said Tacky. Say what? Rocky trumpeted. Of course you're a bunch of flowers. Don't be silly. She sniffed Tacky. You smell lovely too. Well, thank you, said Tacky, but I'm not a bunch of flowers. I'm a penguin. Rocky eyed Tacky suspiciously. What's a penguin? Some sort of weird plant? No, offered Tacky. It's a kind of bird. A bird, snorted Rocky. What a hoot! You're not like any bird I've ever seen. Tacky felt his neck feathers prickle uncomfortably. I'm really, honestly, truly a penguin, he repeated. Rocky did not want to hear this. She wanted flowers. She needed those flowers, and her dull gray house needed those flowers. If you're a penguin, prove it, Rocky demanded. Then she reached out. Whoosh! She snatched Tacky's shirt. At least I'm keeping the pretty blossoms no matter what. Well, unless you can convince me you're a penguin. Tacky knew he was in trouble now. His shirt was a sail, and without his shirt, how would he get home? Would he ever see goodly, lovely Angel, neatly and perfect again? Hurry up, I'm hungry. And I don't have all day, snapped Rocky impatiently. Prove you're a penguin. Do something penguinish. Tacky thought very hard. He just had to show her. Oh, yes, he remembered. Penguins march. He began 1, 2, 3, stepped in the ketchup bowl without knowing it, and continued marching over the table. 5, 4, 5, 17, 100. What else? Asked Rocky. Penguin's belly slide. Tacky got a running start, skittered across the lemon pie, and swished in swirls over the tablecloth. Where was that lemon smell coming from? Go on, ordered Rocky. Penguins dive. Tacky took a bounding leap up and did a splashy cannonball into the pitcher of grape punch. Refreshing. More confused than convinced, Rocky asked, and keep going. What else? What else could a penguin do? Then he remembered what had gotten him into this situation in the first place, and he said, penguins are excellent hoppers. Bravely tilting his beak up in his best proper hopping form, he hopped into the gravy, and hopped onto the tablecloth, and hopped on the mustard, and hopped on the cloth, and hopped in the marmalade, and hopped on the cloth, and hopped in the peanut butter, and stopped. Then he waddled stickily over to Rocky. See? She shrugged hopefully. I'm a penguin. Rocky looked at her red, yellow, purple, brown, orange, and tan tablecloth and bellowed, What have you done to my tablecloth? Tacky froze. He'd been having fun doing penguin things and hadn't even realized that he'd made a mess. Uh-oh, he thought. I'm stuck here forever. I'll never get home to my iceberg. My tablecloth! My tablecloth! Hooted Rocky. I love it. I simply love it. Look at those colors. They're brilliant. They're beautiful. And they're much prettier than your blossoms. No offense. Here you go, you wonderful odd, whatever you are. With that, she picked up Tacky's shirt and flipped it to him. She also threw him a hot dog, a cookie, and 3 kisses. Thank you, she trumpeted as Tacky waved goodbye and set out for the water's edge. He leapt onto a log thinking, I didn't know ice blocks came in brown. And as his shirt caught the wind, he set sail. Meanwhile, back on the iceberg, goodly, lovely Angel, neatly and perfect, were singing, Sunrise on the iceberg. The sun rose, but they didn't feel in charge. Life just hadn't been the same without Tacky. Everything was so orderly, and they were tired of patting each other on the back and whispering, what is happening? Because nothing was happening. Then they saw the speck in the distance. Could it be? As the speck came closer and closer, they could see it was Tacky. Goodly, lovely angel, neatly and perfect. Hug Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a nice bird to have around. And many miles away, an elephant sat by her colorful tablecloth and thought the same thing. Wow, that's a gorgeous artwork. I'd like to have that in my living room. No.